Hey everyone, what is going on? And I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. I am actually sick. I lost my voice earlier today. I'm going to the doctors in a little bit, but I decided to record a video first. So if this sounds a little bit, grainy or whatnot, I do apologize for that. I'm trying my best. But anyway, jumping into this, we're doing the Boulder Cup. Well, not actually the tournament. The tournament is on Saturday, for me at least, for the Boulder Cup, but I am doing, play matches. Now, this is actually against a subscriber of mine. Now, he requested a battle. I didn't know what he was going to use. I just decided to use my Boulder Cup team, and I guess he had the same idea because most of his Pokemon were Boulder Cup eligible. I think there might have been one that wasn't, but I don't know if he was going for the Boulder Cup team or whatnot, but or if he was using that. But, if you see this message, if you battle me again before Saturday or whatnot, definitely want to play Boulder Cup matches. But anyway, yeah, so had a lot of fun with these battles. So thanks a lot for the battles, everyone that battled me, and I can't wait for the tournament. But yeah, so basically getting into this match, I am up a Pokemon, so I'm looking pretty comfortably right now at this point in time. He does end with the Fortress. Silph is neutral, so not really going to do a lot, showing the bulk on that Fortress. Using another Silph, but again, I have a Pokemon in the back, so I'm not really too worried about it. Going with another Silph, able to get that off. Fortress can't really do much to swamp it anyway, so we do go ahead and take that win, so that's really nice. So we actually battle a couple more times. I battle with this subscriber a couple more times, and jumping in, I'm leading with my Hitmonchan. He's leading with his Breloom. Now, I actually have Ice Punch and Fire Punch on this Hitmonchan, so not too worried. We do get off the Ice Punch. Now, obviously, he's going to go ahead and block that. A little glitch in the animation. You don't really see the shield, but I decided to block as well because I knew I would be able to finish off Breloom and have a charge move for his next Pokemon, so I would either burn his last shield or I would be able to do a lot of damage, and I actually almost knocked out that Fortress. He's probably predicting Ice Punch, not going to do much to Fortress, but no, I do have the Fire Punch as well, so I do go ahead, knock out the Fortress, and I am in a great position. Kingdra, this is the Pokemon that's not eligible for the Boulder Cup, but that's okay. Now I have two Pokemon left, switching to Skarmory just to do as much damage as I can. Skarmory basically walls this Kingdra, not really so much. I mean, that outrage still did quite a bit of damage, even though Skarmory resisted, and Skarmory is really tanky. That just shows you the power of outrage in general. But we do go ahead and take the next win. Actually pick up a Sinnoh for that. So that is really nice. So going on to the final battle. Not the final battle of the video, but the final battle against this specific subscriber. He's starting with Poliwrath, a Pokemon that I actually wanted to try out, but I don't really have one. I do have one, but not like for this, Great League or whatnot. But Pokemon I did want to try out. He does go ahead and protect. I go ahead and protect. So we're both down to one shield. That's Ice Punch. I actually shouldn't have protected, and that probably Ice Punch is not really going to do a lot of damage to me, as you can see right there. So I do take that Ice Punch. Now I do get off a Dynamic Punch. That's going to do a load of damage because Dynamic Punch is so powerful. And I am going to choose to protect just because I knew I had another, charge move ready to go. I decided to go ahead and Ice Punch the Lunatone. He does protect. That burns up his last shield. So now we're both down to 0 shields. And yeah, Lunatone, a Pokemon that's actually pretty good because it does have psychic moves and whatnot against fighting types. Wouldn't do much to Metacham, but, it is what it is. But he actually has Rock Slide, so I was kind of concerned with, him knocking out my Hitmonchan, but not the case. I knock out his Lunatone. He does switch to Steelix. I go ahead and Ice Punch that. Not going to do a lot of damage, of course, to Steelix because it's neutral. But, yeah, he Heavy Slams, knocks out my Hitmonchan, but I had a Breloom in the back. I knew he had no shield. I didn't even need a charge move, able to knock that out just fine. So that is that battle, and now I move on to a friend of mine from the Discord. Thanks a lot for those battles, by the way. If you want to battle again, always send me a request. And I start off with Skarmory. He starts off with Steelix. Now, Steelix is actually a perfect wall against Skarmory. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. I am really sick. But I did want to get, as I said, the Boulder Cup PvP test battles out before the competition or before the tournament. But as I was saying, Steelix does wall Skarmory. Skarmory cannot do anything. It cannot touch it at all. And, if you have Crunch on that Steelix, as my friend does, it's going to be neutral to Skarmory, so it's going to whittle down Skarmory's health. So I had to get out. So I switch out to Swampert. I'm actually surprised he stayed in with Steelix, but we do go ahead, knock out the Steelix. I switch out Or did I get knocked out? I wasn't even paying attention to that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just rambling on. But yeah, he's down to his last Pokemon by now, and I go ahead and use Ice Punch, forcing him to use a shield because that Ice Punch would have knocked, or at least would have done a load of damage to that Sand Slash, excuse me. And yeah, this Ice Punch is definitely going to finish it off. So we do go ahead and take the win in that battle. So yeah, so that really fun match, and he actually wanted a rematch, and I'm all too happy to offer it to him because I love battling in the Boulder Cup. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait for the tournament. He starts off with Hitmonlee. I start off with Medicham. Basically, I would say neutral at this point. You know, kind of dishing out the same amount of damage, but that Dynamic Punch gonna force him to use the shield. He didn't have to protect, but it would have done a lot of damage to the Hitmonlee. Gonna go ahead and Dynamic Punch again, and that's gonna knock out Hitmonlee. He switches into Claydol, which is actually a good Pokemon for this cup because it is a Psychic, so it does defeat those fighting types. Not so much Medicham because Medicham is also a Psychic type, but we do go ahead and Ice Punch. He's going to use his last shield up. I'm going to protect because I wanted to get off another Ice Punch, and I do go ahead and get off that Ice Punch, and that is not going to knock out Claydol. Claydol's bulk really coming through, so able to knock it out right there, and he does go ahead and switch into Piloswine. I don't think Piloswine is that great for this tournament. Maybe Mamoswine if it was available at the moment, but that's okay. You know, we're just battling for fun, you know, and whatnot, and yeah, we do go ahead and knock out that Piloswine just fine. So thank you for the matches. I really appreciate it. By the way, let me know your team for the Boulder Cup if you already competed in it, or if you didn't compete in it, let me know what you're going to be using. And let me know how you did in the tournament if you did compete in it. So now I'm battling someone else from my Discord, and I'm starting with Medicham. He's starting with Hitmonchan. Now we basically knew what each other were running. We were running a very identical team because we kind of discussed it prior to the battles and whatnot. So I do go ahead and Ice Punch that Skarmory. Actually, Skarmory is neutral to Skarmory, so Skarmory is not going to take a lot of damage because it is so bulky. And I was having a lot of trouble with this Skarmory. You know, he's basically thrown it in my face because Skarmory is just so tanky and so good for this cup. Even outside of the Boulder Cup, I think it's a good Pokemon for the Great League. But yeah, so Silph, you know, is neutral to Skarmory, and so is Skarmory's flying move. So we're basically at a standstill. Marshtomp versus Skarmory. He does knock me out first, but he's very low, so I know I'm going to be able to take him out with that Hitmonchan. Excuse me for 1 second. I am so sorry, guys. I'll be better by Saturday. Hopefully I'm not coughing in that video. But yeah, he does switch out to his Hitmonchan. Does go for the Fire Punch. I take it because I have no shields left, and I have to take it. But it doesn't knock me out. But now I go for my Fire Punch. He has a Breloom, so this is definitely going to incinerate Breloom. It actually doesn't knock it out, but when we have a fully charged Medicham, and even if we didn't, we would have knocked out Breloom. So good game to that one. But now I do battle him 2 more times, so we go ahead and move into our second match, and I'm starting off with Swampert. He's starting off with Skarmory. Yeah, I kind of wish I brought my Melmetal in this battle, because Skarmory is so annoying. Another counter to Skarmory is Magneton, or even Camerupt, if you want to go with Camerupt. But because it's a fighting move, Blaziken and Infernape as well, but again, they're fighting, so they could also take a lot of damage from like Air Slash or whatnot from Skarmory. But yeah, so Swampert vs Skarmory again. He actually knocks me out before I knock him out. Both use a shield, and my Skarmory is going to be able to knock him out because Skarmory vs Skarmory, you know, they're not doing anything to each other. So I do go ahead and knock him out. And he switches into Hitmonchan. He's not going to be able to get off that Fire Punch because I do use Air Slash or Sky Attack, excuse me. And but he does block it, but I do use it again. Does a lot of damage. Actually doesn't knock it out. He does use a Fire Punch, forcing me to use my last shield. But he switches into Metagross, another good option for this tournament. But yeah, so now actually that Sky Attack did a little bit more damage than I expected, to be honest with you. But because I'm Psychic, well, you actually use Medium Mesh, never mind. But I get off my Dynamic Punch and I knock him out. I'm sorry, guys. I am so sick. My future videos will not be like this, where I'm coughing and honking away. But this is the last battle, actually. I just started with Melmetal. He starts with Whiscash. I was kind of hoping to catch Skarmory off guard, but probably what he predicted because he knew I had Melmetal on my team. But again, you know, definitely not doing a lot of damage. I realized that to Whiscash, so I had to switch out to Breloom. I do a lot of damage, a load of damage. He does use Mud Bomb, not going to do anything. Look how much damage I did to Breloom. Absolutely nothing. So Grass Knot is going to force him to use the shield, but he does switch out. But I already did a lot of damage to Whiscash, so that's really good. So, yeah, using the Grass Knot, burning his last shield, and yeah, so I'm going to shield right now. He's using Fire Punch. I knew he had Fire Punch, but I knew I would be able to get another Grass Knot off, so it was worth using a shield. And Grass Knot on Skarmory, obviously not going to do a lot of damage. Experiencing a little bit of lag here. But my Breloom lost. I do switch into Melmetal now. And of course, again, we're having more lag. And at this point, he was saying, he can't even touch his screen. None of his Pokemon were responding or whatnot. So, yeah, I was able to knock him out just because of this, but we agreed that this match was a draw just because he couldn't attack or do anything. He couldn't switch. He had no idea what was going on in the battle. I still decided to throw in the battle anyway. But his last Pokemon, Whiscash, but again, doesn't really matter. But yeah, so these are my battles for the Boulder Cup, the pre-tournament, and I will definitely be recording the tournament, and I can't wait to see you guys soon. Sorry for all the coughing, and have a good one, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!